Judge Alexandria Vaughn and the reckoning on Greenway Street. Officer Tyler Renshaw thought he was just dealing with another nobody until Alexandria Vaughn calmly showed him the badge that would dismantle his entire career right in front of a whole town. Alexandria never liked being late. That morning, she slipped on a simple gray blazer over a navy blouse, tossed her judicial robe into the back seat of her weathered 2009 Toyota Camry, and grabbed a quick black coffee from a corner shop in Terrell, Texas. She liked to blend in when she wasn't seated behind the bench. No entourage, no tinted SUVs, no flashing lights. Just her and the familiar hum of an engine she knew like the rhythm of her own breathing. She was halfway down Greenway Street when she noticed the police cruiser 2 cars behind her. At first, she didn't think much of it. Old habit, she signaled her turn, checked her mirrors twice, drove precisely within the limit. Still, the lights flashed. Red and blue strobes caught in her side mirror like sirens in a storm. She sighed and pulled over neatly into the lot of a gas station on the corner of Greenway and Cypress. Placing her hands firmly at 10 and 2 on the steering wheel, she watched the officer's reflection move toward her. Young, white, broad-shouldered Eddie's approach radiated irritation, like he'd already decided she was guilty of something. The door to her Camry slammed open before she could even roll down the window. "You in a rush or something?" Officer Renshaw barked, his glare already locked in. Alexandria's voice remained calm, neutral. "Good morning, officer. May I ask why I'm being pulled over?" "License and registration," he snapped, ignoring the question. His hand hovered too close to his holster for comfort. "I'm reaching into my purse now, officer," she said evenly, narrating each movement. But something about her composure, her refusal to react to his aggression, seemed to provoke him further. "Don't move so slow. You think you're funny?" he growled, leaning closer to her window, breath laced with stale coffee and the stench of authority unchecked. Alexandria didn't flinch. "I'm cooperating, sir. Here's my—" Before she could finish, he yanked the door open, and in a flash, she felt herself being dragged out. Her seatbelt unlatched, her body forced upright. Her blazer slid off one shoulder. "Out of the car," he barked. She stepped out slowly, deliberately. But as soon as her feet hit the pavement, a sharp slap struck her cheek. It cracked across the gas station lot louder than the traffic. Her head snapped sideways, the taste of iron blooming on her tongue. For a moment, everything stood still. Even the hum of car engines seemed to hold its breath. Gasps broke out around them. Customers at the pumps turned, coffee cups paused mid-sip, phones raised in instinct. Alexandria straightened. She didn't touch her face. "You just assaulted a sitting judge," she said quietly. No threat, just fact, like someone confirming the weather forecast. Renshaw scoffed. "Yeah, right." A woman nearby dropped her latte. A man whispered a curse. Several people had already begun recording. Alexandria reached in her blazer pocket and retrieved a Badhea golden emblem of the Texas Supreme Court. It caught the sun and refracted it into the crowd. Renshaw's face turned ghostly pale. She didn't speak. She didn't need to. The crowd did that for her. "You messed up," someone said from behind pickup truck. She stood tall. Her cheek pulsed with pain, but her voice didn't shake. "You assaulted me in front of witnesses. You'll be held accountable." For a second, she thought he might draw his weapon anyway. His hand twitched, but the crowd surged closer, phones raised like shields, and that small step toward truth made him retreat. "Put that away," he shouted at a teen recording from across the street. The boy didn't move. Neither did anyone else. Renshaw looked around, cornered. He stumbled backward, unsure whether to fight or flee. "You better call your boss, son," an older man called out. "He done screwed up real good." Renshaw fumbled for his radio. Requesting backup, possible disturbance at Shell Station, Greenway, and Cypress. He didn't mention he caused it. Alexandria folded her arms. The badge gleamed from her lapel. She watched him, not with rage, but resolve. "You know who I am," she said. "You know what comes next." Renshaw stammered. "Didn't know you don't look like a judge." That sentence seemed so ordinary, so toxic settled like poison over the parking lot. What's a judge supposed to look like? A woman shouted, toddler on her hip. Two patrol cars skidded to a halt. A Latino officer and a white female officer jumped out, hands near their belts, scanning the scene. Alexandria stepped forward before they could speak. Officer Tyler Renshaw assaulted me during a traffic stop, she announced. I am Judge Alexandria Vaughn, Texas Supreme Court. The officers froze. The male blinked. The woman's expression turned to stone. They saw the badge. They saw the crowd. They saw the storm. Another cruiser arrived. Then another. Sirens howled. The station manager ran out. Got all on camera. Renshaw's shoulders dropped. His weight collapsed in on itself. Dispatch crackled. Lieutenant Briggs en route. ETA, 3 minutes. The female officer, badge labeled Saunders, approached hesitantly. Ma'am, are you injured? Yes, Alexandria answered. He struck me across the face. More murmurs. A girl whispered, she's a judge. A real judge. Then came the black SUV. Government plates. Lieutenant Vernon Briggs exited, face like stone. Square jaw, salt and pepper hair, sunglasses clenched in his fist. Judge Vaughn, he asked. She turned her head. The swelling was vivid now, bruised and red. Briggs' face tightened. What the hell happened? He barked at Renshaw. He pulled me over without cause, Alexandria said. Ordered me out, struck me before checking my ID. Briggs turned to Renshaw, voice like thunder wrapped in steel. You hit her. Who didn't know she was a judge? You thought that made it okay? Silence. Then Alexandria said, my title doesn't make this wrong. It just makes it impossible to ignore. Briggs ordered, hand over your weapon and badge. You can't be serious. You're lucky I don't cuff you myself. Shaking, Renshaw surrendered both. Officer Saunders led him away, silent. No fight left. Briggs turned to Alexandria. Medical's coming. I'm so sorry. We'll handle this. See that you do, she replied. The mechanic from earlier approached. Got all on video, ma'am. She looked at him, really looked. Thank you. No one's gonna spin this. She gave a tired smile. Let's hope. EMS arrived. A black female medic examined the bruise. News vans appeared. Microphones. Flashes. By sunset, Alexandria's face was everywhere. The video had already gone viral. Her phone wouldn't stop buzzing. She sat at Terrell PD hours later, giving her statement. Through thin walls, she heard whispers, ringing phones, panic. Briggs re-entered. State Attorney General wants an investigation. FBI's been looped in. Good, she said. They're scared, he added. They should be. Later that evening, she exited the station. Across the street, candles flickered. A small crowd held signs. We stand with Judge Vaughn. A girl ran up. You're really brave. Alexandria's throat tightened. So are you. By the next morning, it was national news. Pundits argued. Commentators debated. Alexandria sat at her kitchen table, ignoring the coffee cooling beside her. Messages flooded in. Support from all corners of the country. An old friend called. You all right? I'm holding. You shouldn't have to. I know. Outside the courthouse, crowds swelled. An elder with a church hat spoke. This is about dignity. Rumors swirled Renshaw had hired a high-end defense attorney. TV talking heads speculated. But Alexandria had something more powerful than PR. She had the truth. 2 detectives came to her door. We're here for your protection. Thank you, she said. In the courtroom, she wasn't behind the bench. She was a witness. Travis Renshaw sat with slumped shoulders beside his sharp-tongued lawyer. The prosecution played the videos. Over and over. Alexandria took the stand. Her voice never wavered. I was treated as less than human. Not because of who I am, but because of what he assumed. The defense tried to pivot. He feared for his safety. Objection. Sustained. The judge didn't waste time. Guilty on all counts. As Alexandria exited into the Texas sun, reporters surged. She stepped to the microphone. My name is Judge Alexandria Vaughn. What happened to me happens to people, everyday people without badges, titles, or protection. She continued. Justice isn't a gift. It's a right. And then she walked away. That night, On her porch, a message buzzed. Because of you, I'm applying to law school. She smiled. Weeks later, she stood at the steps of the Texas Supreme Court for a ceremony she never asked for. She gave a short speech. Justice doesn't live in marble. It lives in the choices we make. A boy in the front row leaned forward, wide-eyed. I didn't survive because of my title. I survived because I refused to be defined by ignorance. She finished simply. Choose courage. Choose dignity. Choose to stand. The applause swelled, honest and raw. And when everyone was gone, she walked to her Camry, alone but not lonely. Because the road ahead wasn't hers alone anymore, and she was ready to drive it, all the way through,